Okay guys, I am in the very cool center of the city of Pachuca. And let's flip the camera around so you guys can see what I'm looking at here. Pachuca. And this is the very center of town. This is the big clock tower here in town. But really cool little city. I'm out just exploring, checking it out, and great for a walk. I don't know if you can see the buildings built on the hill. Let me see if I can zoom in on those. Those are the houses built way on the hill in the background. Really nice. But I'm right here in the main square called the Zócalo. In Mexico, the main plazas or the main squares are called Zócalos. And this is the Zócalo of the city of Pachuca. Again, this is in the state of Hidalgo, and this is about an hour and a half northeast of Mexico City. So, and I'm just out walking around, checking it out. And I'm here with some friends, and we are going to have dinner or have lunch or something like that here. Here's another view of the same little stand here. Okay, so we're crossing the street here, guys, and we're gonna go into the store. It's called Todo 10 pieza. Todo 10 pieza, which means everything for 10 pesos. Not $10, 10 pesos, which is 50 cents. So everything in here is for 50 cents, and we're gonna see what they got. Oh, it's Halloween. We're getting close to Dia de los Muertos. Close to Dia de los Muertos, close to Halloween. Well, we struck out. There was nothing here but cheap Chinese crap for our 10 cents. But, I mean 50 cents, sorry, 50 cents. But there was stuff, but nothing that we really had to have for 10 cents. Isn't that sad that even in the old historic colonial center of Mexican cities, they have Burger King and fast food? But what can I tell you? Here I am in Pachuca. So it's interesting because as I recently posted a video of me in Mexico in the city of San Miguel de Allende, and it's interesting because here in Pachuca, the market, this is the market, the Pachuca market. Wow, it's really pretty up there. Wow. This is the Mercado Miguel Hidalgo. So this is the Hidalgo market. But it's interesting because it looks very similar. The color and the style look really similar to the market in San Miguel de Allende. Wow, this is cool. Let's check this out. Let's check this market out here. Let's look at the other side. Wow, they got a little bit of everything up here. Yeah, this is like a labyrinth. We got a maze here in the market. A little bit of everything here. Let's go downstairs and see what we got down here. Oh, this looks like it's the comedor. This looks like it's the food stalls and stuff like that down here. In the basement. And there are all these little independent stands. Oh man, look at these chiles toreados. Look at the size of those chiles. ¿Esos qué son? ¿Jalapeños? ¿Poblanos o jalapeños? Qué rico. Okay, so as I had mentioned to you guys earlier, I arrived here in Mexico on, I think, September 15th, and today is October 13th, so it's been almost a full month since I've been in Mexico, and I'm staying outside of a town called Pachuca. I'm about, let's see, in the car, it takes about 15 minutes, I guess, to get to the center of Pachuca, and I went to the center of Pachuca with my friends like a couple weeks ago, but we were only there for like an hour. So I'd really like to explore the city of Pachuca itself. In my video here, I'll put a map up so you guys can see approximately where I'm staying and where the city of Pachuca is. So I'm going to go up there. I'm going to go on the bus. I'm going to take the bus into center of town today and explore the city of Pachuca a little bit. So it's interesting because this is an old mining area. There's a lot of old silver mines and all kinds of different mines here in this area. And because it's a mining area, the people here have a nickname. They call them gophers. And you say gopher is tuzo in Spanish, which is T-U-Z-O, tuzo. So everything here is called tuzo, like the tuzo bus and the tuzo sports teams, and everything is tuzo, which means gopher, the animal, the gopher. So I'm going to get on the tuzo bus, which is the name of the bus, and I actually bought a little civic card. This card will get me on the buses. It's kind of like the Metro cards in Medellin. So I bought one of these cards, get me on the bus. Hopefully the bus is not that crowded, but we'll see how it goes. We're going to explore the city of Pachuca today. All right, so to get on the bus, we have to go up this immense staircase here. So we'll head up there. So we got to go across the road, and right there, that's the tuzo bus. That is the tuzo bus stop. That's where we're going to walk over to. You can see the bus out there. All right, here's the bus. This is how you get on the buses. And these little machines here. Let's use our card. Put the card on there. Oh, I still have 80 pesos left. So now we have to get on the right bus because there are 4 different buses, 4 different routes. So we'll see which one we need to get on. Alright, so we have 4 different routes to choose from here. Some of them are express buses and some of them take a lot more stops. So we are at this stop right here, and we want to go to, I think I want to go down here all the way to the bottom to the Central. So that would be bus number T04 Express. T04 Express is the one we're going to look for. So I have to see where to get on there. I have to understand where to get on. Okay, so I just got off the Tuzo bus. I didn't get off in the Centro. I got off a couple of stops before because it's a nice walk into the Centro, if I remember correctly. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to explore from here. I'm going to start exploring from here. And it looks like, I don't know if this is a government building or what. I think this might be like the seat of the government, either here in town or possibly for this state, because this city, Pachuca, is the seat of the state of Hidalgo, which is spelled H-I-D-A-L-G-O, Hidalgo. And I think this might be like the main government plaza or the government building here for this state, I'm thinking. Okay, yeah, so I was correct about this building. This is the main government building for the state of Hidalgo. And you can see there's a bunch of people out there, and I think they're basically, I can hear a lady like shouting like she's protesting or something. So they're out here protesting something this morning. Yeah, they're out here protesting something. I'm not exactly sure what. This is a nice big plaza out here with colonial buildings. And there's a huge statue, flagpole statue. It's interesting that they still have magazine stands here in Mexico. That's really cool. Who would have thought it? I thought all the magazines and the newspapers and all that stuff were like a thing of the past. Yeah, this is a really nice little park here. Look at this. There's another, what they call kiosco. Bandstands, I guess. Is that what they're called in English? Bandstands. They're very, very common in Mexico. Look at that. There's even a little place to do theater and stuff, like a stage. Here, that's pretty cool. Very nice little park here. I love to get out in the mornings and explore. It's so, I don't know, kind of recharges my batteries, refreshes me when I'm out here walking around early in the morning. It's currently 9:50 in the morning. This is another little park. Oh yeah, this is an old church built with stones and okay, I feel like having one of these fruit, I guess they're like a smoothie. So I think I'm gonna have plátano. Plátano is banana. So that's basically banana and milk, and they mix them together, and I'm gonna have one at this little stand right here. Okay, so I just ordered my my banana. I just ordered my banana smoothie, or my banana, it's called a licuado here in Mexico. And the gentleman is making it for me right now. All right, so it costs 20 pesos. Each of these coins is 10 pesos. And the exchange rate right now is about 18 or 19 Mexican pesos to $1. So this drink is going to cost me about maybe 80 cents, maybe something like that. Ahí está el licuado de plátano. That's my licuado de plátano. Servido por el señor. ¿Cómo se llama usted? Juan. El señor Juan. Gracias, señor Juan. Parece muy rico, muy amable. Hey. Pase muy buen día. Que le va bien. Okay, so that is my licuado. They put a little bit of cinnamon powder, I guess, on the top. Smells really, really, really good. Let's see. Delicious. I love these things. All right, there's something about these pedestrian bridges, these walkways, which attract me. I don't know what it is. So I don't know where this bridge goes, but I am intrigued. I'm intrigued to find out. So you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna get up on here, we're gonna walk across. See where we end up. Again, no idea. I'm just like wandering around the city. That's not entirely true because I was here in the center of town in the main plaza the other day with some friends. So I'm pretty sure the main plaza is like maybe 10 blocks straight ahead. But I'm kind of increasing my elevation a little bit because I did hear that there is a really nice lookout or observation point. So I'm kind of walking up towards the hills a little bit, and eventually I might ask people if there is a lookout where you can get a good view of the city. Well, this is me on top of the pedestrian walkway. You can see there's more houses up there on the hill. Actually, way up on that hill, there's houses all the way on the top. Let me see if I can get that. Yeah. All the way up there. Let's see. I guess this walkway, all it does is go over that that road. I'm trying to think which would be more interesting. I think going up into these neighborhoods would be more interesting. I think I'm going to head up this way. Señora, buenos días. Yo soy un gringo turista acá en Pachuca. Me han dicho que hay un mirador en Pachuca donde se ve toda la ciudad ahí arriba. ¿Usted sabe llegar ahí o cómo es o cómo se llama?
No he ido, yo también estoy por unos días aquí, pero tal vez es el Cristo que se ve por allá.
Por este lado de aquí.
Yo pienso.
Ok.
Por allá está. Allá está el Cristo.
¿Dónde está el Cristo? Perfecto. Pues yo creo que me voy a ir para allá para averiguar. Gracias, muy amable, que esté bien. That was funny. So I just asked that lady. I told her that I was a gringo tourist, and I was told that there's a good observation point here in Pachuca, and she told me that she's also not really from here, but she thinks it's up where there's a Christ statue, and she pointed out the Christ statue, which is way up on this hill opposite of where we just came from. So I was walking uphill, but apparently I was not walking in the right direction. So we're going to walk in the other direction, see if we can find the lookout point at the Christ statue. So that was funny. There was a guy walking down the hill when I was talking to the other lady, and I guess he heard our conversation. And I got to the bottom of the hill, and he said, "Oh, you're trying to get to the Christ statue? You take one of these little minibuses up the hill." He said, "Other than that, if you're going to try and walk up there," he said, "it's really kind of a pain to try and navigate." And he said, "There's some unsavory characters up on the hill." Honestly, he didn't look like he was the most savory of characters himself, but all right, well, that's good to know. Maybe I'll try and take one of these minibuses up the hill to the statue to see if I can see the view up there. I'm gonna ask this guy where the statue is and how much it costs to get. Amigo, una pregunta. Aquí en Pachuca hay un mirador, ¿no? Donde hay un Cristo o algo así y hay una vista muy bonita. ¿Cuál de los combis tomo para llegar hasta allá?
Ahí te deja sobre carretera, de ahí de Cristo Rey tienes que meter para adentro.
Sí, pero es muy lejos, o sea, de donde me dejan hasta arriba.
Nomás usted le dice que lo deje ahí en Cristo Rey y ahí lo deja.
¿Cristo Rey? Cristo Rey.
Así
¿Este
se
mismo?
llama.
¿Este mismo lleva? ¿Y cuánto cuesta subir?
10 pesos.
Okay, so I made it onto the little minibus, and it's going to cost me 10 Mexican pesos to get up there, and I have to tell the guy to let me out in somewhere called Cristo Rey so I can see the view. So we're just waiting for more passengers to get on before we leave. All right, so that little bus let me off here in the middle of nowhere. So nobody told me which way to go, but I'm looking, and there's like a little road up here, and there's a guardhouse, and I can see the top of the head of the Christ statue. Where is he? In the distance. I don't know if you guys can see that or not. I can see the top of his head. But anyway, I'm gonna walk up to this guardhouse up here and ask them. Okay, cool. I just passed the little guardhouse and they said, yep, just keep walking on this road and you'll eventually get there. So I don't know, but I wanted to show you a little bit of the countryside here because there's some more cactus. Hey, we're in Mexico. But it's quite desolate out here. I mean, you get up here on the hills and you're outside of town. So this is kind of like the outermost parts of after leaving Pachuca. You can see it's just all countryside out here. All countryside. The air feels very, very clean, very fresh. Beautiful day. Okay, I'm still walking up the hill here to see the big Christ statue and the observation spot. There's a sign. There's a Christ. They call him Kingdom Christ the King or something. Christ the King, I guess. That would be the translation. Christ the King. Oh, I gotta walk all the way around here. I wish there's probably a easier way to get up there, but I don't know. Since I'm filming, I don't want to be slipping down the hill and trying to save the camera. But here I am still walking. Okay, I made it up here. And this thing is quite large, much larger than I expected. I'll walk right up to it in a second so you have an idea of the scale of it. But as far as being an observation point, it is quite high up here, but I'm not sure if it's going to be actually a great observation point because there seem to be a lot of trees obscuring the view. So I don't know how great this view is going to be, but there's a huge cross down here and I see there's a lot less vegetation. So let me head over to this cross and see if I have a better view. So here's the humongous cross. But honestly, you can't really get close enough to the edge of the hill to really be able to see anything. Let's head back up the hill to the Christ statue. It's interesting because it's like basically totally nobody around at all. I've only seen dogs and no people up here. So I guess people must come here not during the week like me since I'm retired. As you guys may remember, I'm actually retired. So they must come up here on the weekends. Not like me. I can just come any day of the week I want. All right, let me get closer to the statue. Show you guys what it looks like. Yeah, this thing is quite tall, quite big. Quite big. And you can normally you can go up inside of it apparently. But I believe it's closed at the moment. I mean, there's nobody around. But this is how you would get up into it, I guess. You go up into this building, go across this thing. There's probably like stairs that go to the top. So, let's see, they have some signs on here. This definitely is the entrance. It's open from 9 to 4. But there's also a sign here on the door. What does this say? Aviso, no habrá servicio por el mirador, por mantenimiento hasta nuevo aviso. Gracias por su comprensión. So it's just saying it's currently closed for maintenance. But maybe up there you could actually get you could probably see a view of the city from up there. That's probably what they're talking about. Like if you want to see a good view of the city, to go up inside the statue. Which I'm not able to do because it is currently closed. So, oh well. It was a pretty good hike up here. Okay, so I did find a decent viewing place here for part of the city. This is really not the downtown though. The downtown is more this way, down this way. But it's a pretty nice little view here. Anyway, I got to the main road from the statue And I've decided I'm going to walk back down because it's all downhill from here. And I love walking. There aren't any sidewalks, but this is not very heavily traveled. Just a few little mini buses coming up here. So I'm going to walk down. And I'm estimating it will take me probably, I don't know, 25, 30 minutes maybe to get down to the bottom. Maybe more. But it only took us like 10 minutes to get up here in the minibus. So we'll see how it goes. Okay, so I'm taking a shortcut off the road, down these little paths, into these little barrios to get back to the center of town. So I don't know, it's probably another 10 or 15 minutes to get down there, I would say. Alright, so I'm still heading down into town. And there's downtown right there. That's where we're headed. And it's probably hard to appreciate how steep it is going down this hill, but it is quite steep. So I'm taking my time because I'm retired and I can take my time to do whatever I want. So that's the idea. These barrios are pretty cool. Typical Latin American barrio, Mexican barrios, Colombian barrios. They look pretty similar. Except I guess this town is a little smaller, maybe a little smaller, so it's very quiet. On a weekday, there's like nobody around. It's about 12:23 p.m. and I don't see anybody out here at all. Alright, so I'm getting back into town. As you can see, there's a little more movement around here. It's a little more commercial. Walking through town. They're redoing this street, so it's not looking that great on this street right here. But we're only like a block from the main square. Okay guys, I decided to get my hair cut, so I walked into our barber shop, and this lady's gonna cut my hair, and she says she's gonna do miracles, so we'll see what happens. ¿Usted cómo se llama? Josefín. Josefín dice que hace milagros y me va a poner más guapo que nunca. Vamos a ver si es así o no. Okay guys, this is how I look after Josefina got through with me. Look at that. Great job. Hey, muchas gracias, Josefina. Dice gracias. Alright, I'm back in the center of town. I just got my hair cut for 60 pesos. That's like $3 and something. Just can't go wrong with haircuts here in Latin America. 60 pesos is nothing. So, back in town, let me show you what I'm looking at here. Okay, so this is the central square where I was just a few days ago with my friends. There's the clock tower, and it's another beautiful day here in Pachuca, Mexico. Across the street over here, going to the plaza. Okay, so that was Pachuca, Mexico. And I just got some great news today regarding my Colombian visa. I I finally got the stamped documents that I need to present as part of the package that I need to present to the Colombian visa people. So that's a good thing. Still walking around Pachuca. Well, this has been an interesting morning. It's about 1:30 in the afternoon, and I think I'm going to take off to get back on the bus and head back to my buddy Lucas's house.